What's going on, true believers? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Because it's about to get real serious. We're about to hit phase 2 in this market, and that means that Ethereum is going to make a big spike. And when that does, everything else makes a big spike, and it sets itself up for the future. And it's going to happen real soon. That Bitcoin blow-off is coming, and then it falls to Ethereum to follow suit. And everything's going to get crazy after that. Now, in the news today, you can buy your Bitcoin at Walmart. That's a thing now. The Bitcoin ETF that started on Tuesday, it's already ready to hit its cap. It's in danger of being maxed out. So it is already looking for other futures outside of its current plan so that it's ready. And it's looking for bigger futures contracts because, yeah, it's starting to get real crazy. And also, pulling a Robinhood yesterday, Binance US declared that the flash crash to 8,200 of Bitcoin was caused by a trading algorithm. The spokesman for Binance US said, yeah, see, it was an algorithm, see, it was, yeah, we weren't taking your money, see, it was an algorithm, see. So, that's where we are in the market. This is not financial advice, but I am always right.
I'm married to the music like more to be on bricks. Even my lady call herself a side chick. I'm popping up like over red and vodka on the flame conscious.
All right, guys, market cap is 2.721 trillion, and that buzzing is starting up. When I started this filming, the market was down several $billion, and it just picked right back up. 24-hour volume is at $166 billion. Bitcoin in the last hour has gone up 1%, so we're moving back to the upside on Bitcoin. And guys, here we are. Bitcoin's up 10.9% in a week. Ethereum's up 9.2%. And we are looking for more up. So this market is ready to boom. Now, if you look down the chart here, you're going to see Binance is settling a little bit under $500, but it already hit 500, and it's probably going to blow back up to that level. Cardano, guys, there's got to be an exchange. There's got to be something that you can do on Cardano before it's going to start getting sent. Solana, the NFT markets, everything that it's doing has been great. So guess what? It's up 36% over the course of the last 7 days. XRP is in a struggle, and even though XRP, by the way, is way up, it's still going to struggle until such time as we get done with the SEC, because they are being obstinate about everything. Going down the list, you're going to see a lot of green for the last week, but let's go down to my favorite, because guess what I did? Last night, Phantom hit 223, and I said, oh man, that's a great buy signal. I need to buy. And then instead of buying, I passed out asleep. And when I woke up this morning, here we are, it's at 240, and I missed a tremendous opportunity. So here we are. But anyway, let's move on. All right, Keanu people, we are working on the new token, as you know. We have also settled on a name, as you know. We've not released that, as you also know. And the artwork, the logo, and the graphics are being completed as we speak. We will have final approval. We'll see how that approval goes, what it looks like when we're done, because we really want to see something that you guys will think is absolutely special. And then we will release it to you guys. There will also be a website. Just for some backstory, there are a lot of things that we are looking to do that never got done before. And when they all happen, when this starts to go, then I really think that you guys are going to love what's coming. And we'll open up that wallet shortly for the transfers to go through. That'll be an automated process as opposed to a manual process that we were working on before. Turns out all of this can be done electronically, so that's how we're going to do it. Moving on. All right, Hokk, you guys are trading at 61.49. That's up 12% on the day. Guys, here's what happened last night. As you know, every once in a while I throw a bag in here and I try to play. I got my buy signal last night around 7 o'clock. And I think you guys were trading somewhere in the neighborhood of like 48 to 42. And it was hovering around there. It had broken the support line. If you go back and look, I had already sent you a message that said you broke your support line, that I'm waiting, and that there's going to be a dip that it's going to be possible to play. And then I passed out early. You went to 42. I think when I saw it, you guys were at, you were at 44. And then instead of buying, I passed out, so I missed this upside. Now, this upside, if you pull out here, it looks like in several hours, if you can get back in this channel and stay here, that you guys are going to drop that zero in very short order. So I think things are looking good. These drops outside of the channel have not affected it because you're still seeing that support line working for you. So everything looks good right now. Moving on. All right, Sanshu, you guys are trading at 49.25. That's down about 23% yesterday. You fell outside of the channel that I talked about that I created for you guys yesterday. But if you start to zoom in just a little bit right here, you can see that there was an attempt. Obviously, there was a big dump right here. You had this moment where somebody was trying to manipulate the price. It immediately got bought back in, but you still got a little ways to go because you need to get back up here in the next hour or two to around 52 to 5,300 to be back within your support channel. And then once you do that, the sentiment's going to be positive on all the algorithms, and then people are going to be seeing that, and they are going to move back into a buy sentiment. If you look right here, the last buy sentiment was about 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Now it's in a sell-off. The computers and the algorithms that I showed you yesterday are telling you right now to sell. But you've got to get back up here into the 5,300 in order to create that buy sentiment again. And quite honestly, it's going to be very easy. All you need is a couple people dropping in and making a few buys, and that gets you back to where you need to be in order for the algorithms to pick you up and for the algorithm using investor to say, oh, this is on the bottom of a channel. This is a great buy opportunity. Also, your community discussion is in a little over 24 hours right now. It'll be at 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. So make sure that you set your alarm so that you are tuned in to it. And that is it for the day. Moving on, let's have a great weekend. All right, Floki Vikings, if you're watching right here, then you were probably there for it. If you're not and you are just waking up or something like that, you might have missed. There was an AMA in L Bank chat about Floki today. So you know what that means. That means great things are happening right now. So a couple of messages here, and I'm just going to be reading today. You guys are trading at 65.16. This is, let me zoom out here a little bit. This is just one of those consolidation legs that you guys are about to, if you see it right here, this is the same thing that happened right over here. You can really look at this spot right here and see that that is happening again, and it is going to lead to another leg up. That last leg up took you about 600-700 points up above your top. That top was there, so let's assume that you're going to be at around 8,300 in 24 hours, maybe. So that's if the market cooperates and everything plays itself out the way that it should. You guys are inside these channels. Everything is looking way up. Everything is accumulating at a much higher level, and that's how you get sent. So great things happening, but there was a discussion about the reflections tax and pushing for possibly having a lower tax. This is on the team's radar, and will make the right decision while fully carrying the community along. Now, guys, if you are not familiar and you have not read through the white paper and the Floki website, then go look at the Floki website, because the discussion was held a long time ago that there would be a 4% reflection tax and that there would be a 4% marketing tax that goes on it. And I call it tax, but it's a redistribution to something. Call it whatever you will. But the point is, at some point, the marketing wallet was going to be flush enough that they were able to control and turn off the wallet. So the possibility does exist to reduce a little bit some of the tax that you are being billed for on the buy and the sell. So it can happen. Maybe it'll happen fairly soon. That marketing wallet is flush. But here's the other part to that. If you do that, then what you are doing is you're hamstringing the ability of the Floki marketing team to continue doing everything that it's been doing. So I know there's discussion about it. I know you guys are passionate about it, but what you should be passionate about is this constant stream of up, because that's what's going on. When you look at what the result is of that marketing wallet, it is a constant stream of going up in profitability and great things happening for you. When you look at your short-term dips right here and you don't see the fact that that's going to take you another leg up and you start to complain, that's where you're in the wrong frame of mind. I think that we should continue the tax the way that it is and let things be what they are for right now. Worry about that when we get a diluted market cap of like $3 billion. And that's a 5x away from where we are right now. So, guys, I hope that you support that idea. And I hope that this doesn't become a bigger thing, because it seems like it's a simple discussion, but also, and I got invited to some chat. I assume it's going to be a scam of some sort. Gardarian.com is now allowing you to buy Floki with fiat, and that is a game-changing element. These are the things that allow you to go out and get out to the masses. So now, instead of just saying, Miss Doge, get Floki, now you can just find Gardarian and buy your Floki there and accumulate with your cash. You don't have to go to swaps anymore, and that takes the product to another level. Now, the next level to that would be to find a couple more places that are doing that and get listed in those. But here we are. It's starting to happen. These things are accumulating, they're building, and that blow off is coming really soon. Again, maybe over the weekend. Might take 2 days, might take 3 days, but you guys are set for another big leg up. Moving on. Saitama Wolfpack, are you shitting me? When I started this thing 30 minutes ago, and I started 30 minutes ago, you guys were trading at 32 or 3,300. You're up to 37.79 right now. That's up 19.6% on the day, with a trading volume that's now approaching almost 15.5 million. You're at $15.1 million in trading volume for the day. The diluted market cap is up to $3.7 trillion. If you don't think that it's starting to get crazy in the Saitama verse, then you are out of your mind. Imagine, if you will, if you had bought when I said you should have bought a long time ago, where would you be now? That's why I'm not offering you financial advice, but it is why I'm always right. Guys, it is starting to get crazy. And I keep saying this, and I keep throwing superlatives at the entire Saitama team. All you do is accumulate and elevate and accumulate and elevate, and it just goes on, and it just goes on, and it just goes on. Guys, don't ever take profits. Don't ever take profits, because at this point, you're going to miss out on another up. Like, this is starting to get crazy. With that being said, oh, and here you go. The new meme going around, buy now or cry later. And that seems to be exactly what that sentiment is. And I'll tell you this, I like to have, and I like to keep around a floating bag that I move from product to product to see if I can catch an upside on every single one of them. And I did that back in September with Floki, and that bag is still sitting there. I am not touching it. I am not moving it. That's all I can say. And when you've got that going on, then you're doing something right. Moving on. All right, Kishu. Yesterday I showed you how to look at charts and what you see in charts, and I gave you kind of an idea of what you could expect when you start to see these movements on these charts, and what does it all look like. Well, let's do a little investigating right here. Now let's talk about this. This is where you were right here. And if we assume that this is the same spot, then this is the accumulation. This is your little bump right here to about 1,200. Then you see a little accumulation here at 2,000. This is the same thing. Then you see you got a little blow off here that takes you up to 2,000. And then it cascades back down to your support level and then immediately bounces back up. So what happens over here? You go up to 4,000. And what did this do? This went down to about 1,300 again, and you tested your level. This didn't go down as far as this did the last time. Well, it did on one little sell-off, but that was immediately bought back, which means that your support was a little bit better than it was before. And then what happened? Well, if we look here, there's an up and a down, an accumulation. So here we go, and there's an up, and there's a down, and there's an up, and there's an accumulation. And now we're in this little downside channel, which is right here. And this is what you're looking at right here. And if you see this, then what happens next? Well, over the next let's call it how many days was that? Over the course of, from hitting this spot right here, and over the course of what looks like 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 3 days. And over the course of 3 days, this is what happened. So if we apply the principles of what we just had a discussion about to this top right here, using this angle right here to show that this is what's happening. This is the double pointed accumulation right here. This is your down move. This is this little curve right here. You're seeing that curve playing out right now. Then what does that end up bringing? That ends up bringing this right here all the way up. And it's all going to happen again. What does that mean? It means you're about to get sent. So it means that if you don't have your bag packed full of Kishu right now, what's wrong with you? You don't have much time. You don't have much time before this is about to play out the way it just played out again, because we are about to hit that season where these things start to take off like a rocket. And if you want that big moon, then you better put your bag in here now, because time is running out. It wasn't financial advice, but remember, I'm always right. Moving on. All right, StarLink troopers, if you are a nerd like me who is reading the chart, then you will know that this 1467 is going to move you up just a little bit to your next support line, which is 1500. Then you're going to start testing 1700. If you move back here, you see that you've been at 1700 a little bit, and this is where you have a giant support line. People down here are the ones that would be taking profit and stuff like that, but you're going to have a tremendous amount of support from people looking to take you to the upside once you get into 1700. And it looks like, if I'm reading a chart, it looks like you might have another little bit of a downside that might happen here in the short term, because if you don't just keep mooning, you don't just keep mooning, then you get the weirdos who just like to sell. But you're going to feel that little channel right there. Then you're going to get up, and when you hit that 1700, there'll be a cascade of sell-offs. And if you can support that level, again, you got to go through 15, but when you get to 17, then you're going to start to see a lot of support right there. And that's when you're going to see, if you remember, I don't know if you ever bought during the top, but that top was in the 2800, 2900 range. So there is a long way to go, and it's very easy for you right now getting in to double your money in very short order, because there's a lot of support at 1700. That's what we're going to cover for today. You guys have a great weekend. I am looking so forward to seeing new videos. Getting asked if I would like to be part of the open beta or anything like that. We'll see what happens. But that's it for now. Moving on. All right, boss token. Here we are. 1657. That's down about 6.5% to the previous day. That's quite honestly not a big thing, because guess what? You guys have just full disclosure. The chart that you are on right now is a day trader's dream, because it's moving up, it's moving down, it's giving you, well, let me rephrase that. Not really a day trader's dream. It's a swing trader's dream, because you guys have so many peaks and valleys, which are keeping you guys busy. You look at your support line, and it's a little bit sideways right now, but there's an upside that you can make a case for right here, where it's going to push up in short order to, you drop a stick down here, and you just kind of look at where this top is going, and you want to get it just right. But you can see it's clearly going to the upside. And then you look at your valleys down here, and you can make an argument down here that this is where you are right here, and then we're going to pull it out here. I think I want to get that up just a little bit. And when you start to zoom out, you see that you're in an uptrend. And when you start to zoom in a little bit, you see that you're on a real uptrend. So you've got these channels that have been created. And off of these channels, that's where you are going to, and I probably need to get up just a little bit. But if you can stay inside this channel right here, then what you are doing is bouncing up and down off of these walls to get yourselves back up. And this is a trader's dream. And guess what? You continue to accumulate new holders every single day, And I believe that you're able to take profit when you can and then get back in here and buy a nice dip. The trading is inexpensive over here. It's very simple. All you have to do is have a little patience, have a little flow to what you're doing, and this looks really good. Now, if I do this and if I've made this channel, then you've got right in the middle, you are trading usually on the upside of that channel. You've just taken kind of a downturn, and we'll see if it's extended or not. But what you want to do is get back into the middle here and get on the upside of this channel and have some trading on that upside, which is what was happening right here. But then you saw it start to level off, and when it does that, then this starts to go right here. You want to get back up here, but you want these things to start accumulating down here at the bottom. So if you are watching and if you are interested, then you should get out and you should show your product, because you need more hodlers, and the more that you have, the easier this is for that liftoff. And at the end of all of this, when I get done talking about just your average day or swing trading or whatever it is that you're doing with this, when I get done with that conversation, then you get back down to this. Boss Tracker is what the French call the shit. That is a great app. It's amazing. As soon as it comes out, I can assure you that I'm going to be using it constantly and daily. So you got a product, you got an idea, you got a principle, you got zero waiting. So guys, the only thing that you have left to do is to blow this thing up. Go tell people about it. Moving on. Okay, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but let's talk real quick about mass adoption. Here we are on the level of mass adoption where they are installing 200 different Bitcoin machines in Walmarts. Bitcoin is coming to Walmart. That's crazy. But it also means that there's the adoption phase of cryptocurrency. And if you go back and look, and I know that I'm right because I'm always right, if you go back and look, you will see that people like Walmart, when I say people, I do mean entities, like Walmart are usually at the forefront of a mass adoption. This is a test. Years ago, and if you go back and you see it, there were no eye care facilities inside of Walmart. There were no eye care facilities. And a lot of this stuff was kind of expensive. And guess what happened? The cost of glasses, the cost of things came down for a little while because there was a mass adoption, and now there's an eye care facility in all of the Walmart superstores. There's also hair salons. Like, Walmart is creating mass adoption of things, and everywhere you go, you see those kind of things. And you don't just see them. You don't just see them there. You see them everywhere. But the point to it is, Walmart has a huge reach, and that huge reach is now extended to Bitcoin, and that means that you are in a great place in cryptocurrency. Elon Musk just made an announcement that Q3 they are holding on to all their Bitcoin. They're not even selling their Bitcoins, which means something great. When you look at things like Binance US yesterday, they had that flash crash. It wasn't people dumping. It was an algorithm problem. Nobody lost anything. Nobody had a real problem with anything. So here we are. The first Bitcoin ETF came out, and it's basically sold out. Like, that's what they're trying to tell you when it says they're in danger of hitting the cap on contracts. It means that everybody who could invest has already invested, and there's not much room left for other investments. So now they are looking for new contracts to take on because, ta-da, this is mass adoption, and you are starting to see it at the forefront right now. Now, that doesn't, I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go. In a mass adoption phase, could you add another $1 trillion to Bitcoin and double it? You asked me this 2 weeks ago? No. No way. I would say that your blow off top is probably near 80 or 85,000, but now I'm not so sure. Now I'm starting to see, well, yeah, there actually is money, and it actually could come out, and you could actually start to see the amount of mass adoption that people are talking about, and it will be coming a lot quicker than you recognize. Now, buy the rumor, sell the news. That means that this blow off is going to come by the early adopters continuing to adopt early. And you should be one of those people. Now, if you're in the meme coin business, then you're going to get a nice sending coming your way in a very short period of time. And all of these coins are going to start to take off, and you're going to start to see some life-changing money. Use that money and make your investments wisely. When you have it, don't forget where you got it. Continue to invest in cryptocurrency. You may look at altcoins, you may look at Bitcoin as a store of value for your future, but remember what got you there. And it's going to be cryptocurrency. Now, all of these mass adoption signals, those are the rumors. You're going to start to see things in the next little while that are going to start to explode, and that is cryptocurrency for you. But you, if you're watching this, you're in the early stages of it, so you're going to be looking down pretty soon. Stay faithful to your product. Continue to push. Continue to let people know what an opportunity there is for life-changing wealth. And we do that enough, and we get things like today, I'm talking about $2.721 trillion in the marketplace. That's a giant number. If you remember, going back to when I started this, I was at the top, and it was 2.4. So here we are with $300 billion more in the market right now, and we've got another 3 or 4 months in this bull market before things start to change. So you're looking at $3.5, maybe even $4 trillion that'll be entering this market as a cap in very short order. So don't mess this up. That's my time. Let's have a good weekend. You guys be safe.
I've been around since the 80s and wasn't always cool, especially with the ladies. I was a damn fool. Dad was an alcoholic. Mama, she had to leave him. Grew up around the fighting, the fussing, cussing, and cheating. That's when I started breaking all of the rules, selling drugs and robbing people. I was kicked out of school. I was a bad kid, tearing shit up, sleeping on couches with 40 bottles and cigarettes.